What's up, horror fans? It's C-Man710. Welcome to my show. I'm so sorry that this is so dang late. I have been incredibly busy at work lately, so I am doing a little video because I promised you all a couple of videos. The My Bloody Valentine one didn't happen, and since the time has passed, I'm gonna have to do my video on that next year on Valentine's Day, but I promise you it will happen. Um, so instead, we're gonna talk a little bit more about Nope. My last video ended up having over 1,000 views, which is kind of cool. Really excited that so many people watched it, and not only that, but I got like 35 subscribers finally. Really cool. I never thought that many people would be watching. I'm gonna be honest with you. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that first. Things first. Do I or do I not still believe that there is a adaptation of The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street? Yes, I do, but I don't think it's a straight adaptation, y'all. So let's start with that update, which is kind of big. We got the trailer. A lot of good things coming out of that trailer. A lot of interesting things. I was really confused at the use of the horses. I wasn't sure what to think at first, and I honestly thought from that moment on that I was wrong. But if you will notice, I'm looking at you, the naysayers, there's still the key element that I suspected all along, which is that it starts out with all the power going out in the world. Again, this could have been a coincidence or an homage if it was any other director, but dude owns the rights, so let's be real. If anything, he has something up his sleeve. Jordan Peele has to have something up his sleeve akin to that. And if it's not, that's a direct adaptation, it is probably taking a lot of inspiration from it. And that's what that's supposed to signify. And there's a few things I have to say about that. I think that we get a lot of clues in the movie trailer for what's going to happen. I think that there's a lot of interesting things. I wanted to give a shout out to Critical Overlord, who kind of gave me a shout out on his video. That was kind of cool. But he brought up an interesting theory about human alien hybrids or animal hybrids that aliens are making, and this little science experiment, I guess, that's going around New Mexico, or it's like a kind of a conspiracy theory. I thought that was interesting, but I took it a step further and thought about something. Let's say that the aliens aren't splicing human and animal DNA for a second, right? Instead, here's what I think's happening. I think that it's going to play out like a lot like the monsters are doing on Maple Street. Don't get me wrong. I think it's still going to be the fear of what's happening and people turning against each other. But what if at the end of this, the whole reason that they're doing that is because they want to wipe out the human race? Now, that again sounds like monsters are doing Maple Street, right? But here's the twist: they're trying to do so that the animals can re-inherit the earth. Maybe the whole message in this movie is that animals are inherently better than humans, and therefore maybe the world would be better off without us. Kind of an interesting take. I thought about it, and I'm like, that could be an interesting way to spin it. And maybe that's where all the like references to animals, especially horses, are coming from. I'm not sure where they go with a horse angle in that. But hey, if Jordan Peele could make it work, I know he can because his last two movies were brilliant. Let's do it, bro. I'm all for it. I'm really excited because I think it's gonna add a lot to of depth. Looking at the trailer, moving on from the animal thing, I'm kind of interested to see what he's doing with the aliens in this one. Now, if it's an adaptation, the monsters are due on Maple Street. As we all know, the aliens aren't seen in the monsters are due on Maple Street until the very, very end of the story. In this movie, it looks like the aliens are actually more directly involved. And while a lot of people are saying, well, that means that can't be monsters are due on Maple Street, it could still, because what makes it interesting is that if there's more direct threat from aliens, like let's say this is like a the thing type of situation, maybe the aliens are already among us and they're shapeshifters and they are masters of stealth and they are among us as people start getting taken, as things start going wrong, as this flying saucer or whatever it's going to end up being starts doing things, people get even more afraid. Now it's that fear of, do you really know your neighbor? Who are you really? It's a lot of the monsters do on Maple Street stuff. I think that actually giving the aliens more of a presence gives Jordan Peele a lot of room to do something different. Because we've seen this story twice already. The first time it was aliens, second time it was terrorists, and they both played out basically the same. I don't see Jordan Peele as being the guy that's going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this the exact same way over again. So I don't think that he's not going to be doing the Monsters do on Maple Street, but I also think that he's not going to do just the same story that we knew from the first time. That's a big part of why I'm still on the Monsters do on Maple Street train. Um, I also think that the title makes a lot more sense now. I'm hearing a lot of people are saying that NOPE stands for Not Planet Earth, which I think is kind of a cool little side note. Kind of interested to see if that ends up being true because I believe it. Um, and that would also fit with the theme. It would make sense why he changed the channel. Oh, I'm sorry, the change the title. I can't believe I just said channel. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, I think that's a lot. There's a lot. I don't think there's much more to unpack about the trailer just yet. I think that I have some speculation. I think there are little bits and pieces of why I still think it's the Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. But I'm waiting for another trailer to really put more pieces together. I've noticed that the power doesn't seem to just be out in this small area. There's a shot in the trailer, I believe, where Kiki's actually in a more rural, not rural, but like she's in the rural area at the beginning of the trailer. But there's a scene where she's in the city. It looked like a little bit in one of the scenes that kind of lends credence to the idea that this is going to be a much bigger film if they are doing the Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Um, but yeah, that's all I had to say on the monsters. And that Nope, the monsters are due on Maple Street. Whatever you want to call it, I'm calling it Nope because, I mean, it's obviously not a direct adaptation. What can I say? Um, for now, I really am kind of interested just to see where this goes. We got a couple months to go for it, so I'll probably do a few more update videos on that if you guys are interested. So moving on, I'd like to give an update on the status of Scream 6. And that is my Scream 6, the one that, not the current one that Radio Silence is putting together. We don't have enough information on that. I will be doing update videos on that as soon as we get something more than there's a Scream 6 happening. I am currently nearing the end of the first draft. I just finished the reveals slash first draft of the ending. I'm really excited about that. I haven't quite finished the middle. We're on our way slowly. I took a little bit of a break because I mean I've been doing this for over a year now. I needed a tiny bit of a break, and tonight I'm going to start finishing it up. I think a little bit. I'm really hoping to get some more updates for you guys. Maybe a full script trailer. Maybe sometime next month. I'm not opening test reader spots up yet, but I will be as soon as I'm done. Um, so that's what I have to say on that. And lastly, I just wanted to say a big thank you guys to everybody that's been watching me now. I mean, it's really cool. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of time to get on YouTube or the internet the last few weeks. So to come back and see how many people are suddenly tuning in, it was really cool and made me very excited. Big shout outs to all of you. I'm going to end this video with the notion that I am going to be doing a themed video next. I couldn't do my Bloody Valentine, like I said, so I'm going to deep dive into The House on Sorority Row, one of my favorite slasher movies. Um, I have a lot to cover on that. I really wanted to kind of do a video on that because I don't think it gets enough love in the horror community. So you can look forward to that sometime in the next couple weeks. I'm not going to put a date on it because this time I want to make sure that I'm ready to sit down and have a real long, nice video about it. So if you're interested, stay tuned for that. And as always, this has been C-Man 710's Crypt of Horrors.